let's do this. Are you overwhelmed with the plethora of real estate agents out there in the marketplace? Are you hesitant with contacting a salesperson or even coming in contact with a person? Are you hesitant with picking up the phone or sending an email or a text message to get more information? You don't want to get bombarded with information? Fear not. In today's video, I'm going to hopefully help you choose the right agent. I have 5 key characteristics that I think that you should definitely think about when selecting the right agent. So let's get into it. Okay, key number 1, personality type. I am a big believer in personalities in any interaction between two people, any agreement, any partnership, just anything that you, when dealing with another person, you want to be able to mesh with each other's personalities, right? Doesn't mean you have to agree on everything, but you definitely have to have an open dialogue. You have to be able to work with that person. It's no different in real estate, where once you sign that agreement between the seller and the agent, or if you're the buyer, the buyer's agent and the seller, you will absolutely be working with them non-stop. You'll have to see them face to face. You will be on phone calls with them, emails with them, text messages with each other. So you definitely want to be able to make sure that the personality matches. At the end, you must enjoy the experience of working with this person. I took a listing appointment earlier this week. Unfortunately, I had to turn down the business because I felt that it wouldn't have been a profitable relationship communication-wise. It just wouldn't have been a fun transaction. And so I had to refer it out to another agent. Things like this happen. So number 1 key is personality. Okay, so key number 2 kind of plays off of key number 1, and it's communication. You want an agent who is extremely communicative, sometimes over-communicative, because they will always keep you in the know, especially if you are a seller and you are looking for more information, you're looking for feedback from all of the showings. Your agent should be emailing you and texting you all of the feedback after each showing. It's very imperative. You want someone who is able to return phone calls and during business hours, right? If they are missed, your phone messages, text messages, emails, all should be responded to within a timely manner. I'm not saying that they have to answer the phone calls at 3 in the morning, but during business hours, they should always be able to communicate with you in a timely and efficient manner. Key number 3, I wrote down systems, processes, and experience. More so with processes, you want an agent whose entire process from the time that they make the first initial contact with you all the way to closing, it's effortless, it's automated, paperwork, everything should be done electronically, the most convenient for you. Real estate transactions tend to be very emotional, right? I mean, think about it. You as a buyer, you spent a long time, years, saving to purchase your first property, your first home, and it's a big decision in your life. It's highly recommended that you have an agent that understands that and has processes, and his entire experience or her entire experience working with you is fun, and that emotional part is kept in mind while working with you. Of course, in today's day and age, it's imperative. Even before the pandemic, we still had everything signed electronically. So DocuSign is what I use. All of my forms and documents are sent through DocuSign and are signed electronically. So you want someone who's very quick, and this also goes back to being communicative and quick in the experience and being proactive. All of these things tie into systems. So you want an agent that has good systems. The 4th key to selecting the right agent to represent you in a real estate transaction would be understanding the market, not the overall, Chicago market or the overall Illinois market or the overall national market. I mean, neighborhood-wise. There are a lot of agents who work in multiple markets. I do myself. But I mean, think about it. If you have someone who lives in, like River North or Lincoln Park or the Loop, if you have friends that live there, what are you going to do? You're going to ask them for their input. You're going to ask them for their recommendation and their advice, and you're going to, try to figure out how they like it. So I highly recommend that you get an agent that also lives in the neighborhood, particularly that you live in. because they can speak to the neighborhood just as a friend would speak to the neighborhood, just if you were calling up a friend for advice. Not to say that you should rule out someone who doesn't live in a certain market, but if they have all of the other requirements, if they're communicative, if their personalities match, right? If they understand the market as a whole and their own market, if they have a great experience, then you should work with them. Key number 5 is experience. I leave this as the last key because I'm a big proponent for resourcefulness. If there's a will, there's a way. If an agent doesn't know a certain nuance of a transaction, or if you have a certain question that they can't really answer, if they work in a big market or work within a big brokerage firm, they can always pick up the phone and get that answer. So don't rule out someone who doesn't have experience. Again, if they have the other key aspects that I outlined here, give them a chance. And again, they'll pick up the phone. They'll find the answer to your question. So the 5th key to selecting an agent would be resourcefulness. And that is my humble and honest opinion on how to choose the right agent for you. If you recently worked with an agent and you have more tips, or even why you chose your current agent, please jump in the comment section and help everyone out. The more that we share with each other, the better we can help each other out. Again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share my opinion with you.